You want Beyonce tickets? Well, I'm sorry, I don't have anything for you really, other than to tell you how incredibly complicated it is to try and get them. So, beginning today, Monday the 6th, people who joined a special club and won a special lottery will have a shot at buying the first wave of tickets. There are more waves coming, and in theory, that is how Ticketmaster is solving the problem that we saw with Taylor Swift, in which they dumped all of the tickets onto the market and crushed their own system. Then, the possibility will then remain, of course, that there are going to be other troubles, but in theory, they've got it solved from a technical perspective. But that doesn't solve, of course, the reputational problem that they have, which is that everywhere you go right now, everybody's talking about Ticketmaster as a monopoly, which in theory is illegal under U.S. law. They have been, in fact, after that Taylor Swift debacle, they not only were in trouble with fans, they were in trouble with Congress. They got hauled in front of Congress for a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing in which Senator Ted Cruz asked witness after witness, do you consider Ticketmaster a monopoly? And they basically all said yes. Ticketmaster has 70%, maybe even 80% of the market since they merged with livenation. The second runner-up is StubHub, which I believe barely cracks the double digits in terms of market share. So, rough in that sense. And what's really sort of going to be amazing about this is just sort of how, it illustrates both how dominant that company is and also how hard it is in the United States to actually prosecute monopolies. Because the vertical antitrust laws that we talk about, where you own all these different aspects of the market, from, in this case, selling the tickets to owning the venue, it's really, really hard to prosecute those cases. And one of the witnesses pointed out that it's hard to do so in part because it's so hard to find witnesses who are willing to risk angering the behemoth in doing so. Ticketmaster, of course, says that they don't retaliate, and that would, of course, they wouldn't do that. But it is fascinating to see this one place where, we're used to the idea of monopolies in things like utilities, right, which are allowed to be monopolies because they in theory serve this good and their prices are capped and they're heavily regulated. But this is a monopoly in this, de facto sense that is almost entirely unregulated. Really, they have a little bit of an agreement with the DOJ as of 2020 when they merged, a consent decree that they're supposed to be under, but man, we'll see what's going on. And what's so fascinating is that the Senate Judiciary Committee actually tweeted at Ticketmaster and said, we're watching when Beyonce tickets went on sale. So it'll be interesting to see what they wind up seeing in the coming days and weeks.